What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tank Be Choppin, and I'm back with another haircut tutorial. So as you can see, my client here, he's got the man bun going on. So obviously we're just gonna take the sides down to a number 2 guard, and then we're gonna taper them up. Let's get it. So like most of my haircuts, I'm starting off combing it out. Obviously I'm not gonna comb the top out, I'm just gonna comb down the sides just so we can see the way it's laying, so we can exactly see what's gonna happen when we cut it down with that number 2 guard. So now I got my number 2 on my absolute alpha. My lever is closed and I'm coming up right to where the short hair meets the long hair. However, I am slightly flicking out just because I don't want to go into that longer hair, but I'm going to go ahead and take care of that later on in this cut. We're getting all that down to the number 2 guard, so we aren't really fading that up. So the main reason for flicking out is basically because I don't want to go into that longer hair. So right when I get to about where that long hair meets the short hair, I'm basically just gliding that clipper up, just so I still want to cut that hair down, but just so I don't go into that longer hair. Alright, so as you can see here, I got my trimmers. I'm using my absolute hitters. I'm setting in my first initial bald guideline. And as you can see, I am setting it in a half circle like shape. And that's just because we want to keep some of that C-cup. So I don't want to take that C-cup completely off. That's why I did my shape of my taper this way. And I'm going to follow this, you know, for the rest of the taper for all my guidelines. That way it stays a little darker in the C-cup area. So since I already have my trimmers in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and line him up behind the ear and over the ear. Remember guys, you don't have to do this step right now. I've said it before, I just tend to do it right now just because I already have the trimmers in my hand and it makes it a little easier for me and a little quicker. That's why I decided to do this step now. So now I'm taking that shaver and I'm coming up right to that initial guideline that I set, and I'm flicking out, that way it doesn't create such a harsh line. Now I got my clippers back in my hand, my lever is fully open, and I'm coming up a section. This section is going to be about 3/4 of an inch, and as you can see, I'm slightly flicking out. And once I've created that next guideline, I'm going to close my clipper halfway, come up into that section about halfway, close my clipper all the way, and I'm going to try to attack that bottom line. And if that doesn't take this line completely out, that's fine. I can always come back with my trimmer if needed. Now I'm coming in with my number 1 guard, lever is open, and I'm coming up another section, guys. So same thing, I'm coming up about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, still following that same shape, flicking out my clipper just because I don't want to create too harsh of a line. And then I'm gonna adjust my lever closed and attack the bottom of that section. So here is my 1.5 guard, my lever is open, and this should basically fade into that number 2 pretty good. So like I said, I started with my lever open, I went behind the ear, and as you can see, I'm just trying to attack some dark spots that I see, and I adjusted my lever closed, and still doing the same thing. If there's some dark areas, I'm making sure I touch that up, that way it gets rid of most of them dark spots. So that's basically it. So now everything you see after that is basically some detail work. So I have my number 1 guard back on my clipper, and I'm just adjusting that lever open and closed. If there's dark areas, I'm just trying to take care of that with this guard. Y'all just saw me attack some dark areas with my lever open, and then I adjusted my lever closed. I had no guard on my clipper. Now I have my 1/16 guard, and I'm just doing the same thing, guys. Just attacking them dark spots, just trying to make this blend really blurry, and just make sure I set this man up with a good taper. Now I'm starting off my lineup in the front. All my lineups, I like to start off in the middle of the head. I set my initial guideline, and then I just follow that line over. And this is pretty similar to what I did in the back, guys. You don't absolutely have to do this part of the haircut right now, but like I said, I like to do it right now. just because it's a little easier for me and I'm already on this side of the head. But also, once I line him up and I set that vertical bar in that C cup, it's gonna help me see this blend a little better. So basically, if there's any dark spots, any discrepancies that I need to take care of, I can see it a little better once I put these lines in it. So as you can see, that's the reason why I'm going back and I'm detailing now, because once I put that line up in, I saw some dark areas that I needed to touch up, so I'm just going back in and cleaning all that up. Alright guys, so now that that side of the haircut is done, we're moving on to the other side, and we're going to do the same exact steps here, guys. So as you can see, I'm balding them out with that trimmer. I'm going to go ahead and line them up behind the ear. Then I'm going to take that initial bald guideline down to the shaver length, and then I'm going to start fading it up. So since I am doing the same exact steps, I'm not going to talk too much about the fade on this side. Y'all can just watch it. And remember guys, it's the same exact thing that I did on the other side. So if you need a basically like a refresher course on what I just did, you can just rewind this video and go back to the opposite side and see what I did. But I do want to take this time out to ask y'all to please like this video if y'all haven't done so. Also, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe one time for your boy. Shout out to my boy Tito Beats, man. He's the one supplying me with all these dope beats that you're hearing in your ear right now. So if you're looking for any beats, make sure to give him a follow on Instagram, and you can search him up on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. Also guys, if you like any of these tools that I'm using, you can actually, right now since I am using a bunch of Stylecraft and Gamma, you can go directly to their website. You can click on the stuff you want to buy, put it in your cart, and then when you check out, you can use my discount code TANK10 and you'll get a small discount on your whole purchase. Those links are in my description. So make sure to check them out guys, and remember, use that code TANK10 to save yourself a little bit of money. Alright, so back to this haircut guys. As you can see, I'm lining up the opposite side of his hairline in the front. I started off in the middle and I just basically connected that line to the opposite side, and as you can see there, I'm just trying to make sure it's straight. So remember guys, when it comes to edging up, you can take as much time as you need. Sometimes for me, the edge ups are the hardest part of the haircut, so I take a little longer doing them, and that's perfectly fine because I know that I can get through a fade pretty quick. So the harder parts, like the lineup, for me is basically what takes me a lot of the time. So you want to make sure to use your mirrors, look away, make sure you brush away the extra hair, and that's going to help you give them a nice crisp edge up. So as you can see now guys, I'm just detailing this side of the taper. Remember guys, I said once I put that lineup in, I can see the haircut a little better, and I can see what needs to be touched up, and just detail where it needs to be detailed to make sure these blends come out nice. Alright guys, so now we're moving on to the back of this taper. As you can see, I'm setting in my guideline. And once this is done, I'm going to follow that with the shaver just to make sure I get this nice and smooth. And even though the back is a little wider guys, we're doing the same exact steps. I'm coming up with my clipper all the way open, setting in that next guideline, and then I'm going to use my clipper halfway closed, come up halfway into that section, and then I'm going to adjust my clipper closed little by little to take away the bottom of that line. Now with my number 1 guard on my clippers, I'm coming up another section. My lever is open, I am flicking out, and then I'm going to adjust that lever closed as needed to get rid of that bottom line. And this may not get rid of that line completely, and that's totally fine, because we can always come back with the 1/16 guard to get rid of that. So as you can see, that line didn't come out, so here's my 1/16 guard. And like I said guys, I'm just attacking the bottom of that line right there. I started with my lever open, and I'm just adjusting it closed as needed. Now I'm going in with my 1.5 guard. My lever is open, and with the 1.5 guard open, that fades into a 2 really well. So I started with the open, and I just adjusted that lever closed. And for the most part, that's going to be my initial steps. Everything you see after that is just some detail work to make sure this blend comes together nice. So I really hope y'all liking these video, guys. Remember, once I reach 2K subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So if you aren't subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. You know, it's going to help my channel grow. It's going to help y'all get some free stuff. Because like I said, guys, I'm going to be dropping giveaways. Not dropping, but I'm going to be doing giveaways pretty often. Y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I got a bunch of clippers. So I'm ready to get some stuff away. So y'all hit that subscribe button if you ain't already subscribed. Also, make sure to hit that little post bell notification. That way y'all know whenever I'm dropping a video, and y'all don't miss that video when it comes to me doing that giveaway.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Alright, so that's pretty much it for the actual fading portion of this haircut. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking that razor and I'm going over everything I did with my liners. Basically, I'm just making sure these lines are nice and crisp. So you want to make sure when you're doing this, guys, that you stretch that skin tight. That way it lessens the chance of you nicking your client. Sometimes it gets a little hard doing these haircuts with masks, but due to everything that's going on, guys, we gotta do what we gotta do, and we try to make it work. So yeah, man, I'm in here getting it. Let's go. Alright, guys, so y'all can see here how my client walked into the shop. He needed a haircut. It had been a while. He said, "Tank, hook me up." I said, "You know what, bro, say no more, fam. I got you." And this is the after look. Remember, guys, we did a number 2 on the sides and we tapered them up, we lined them up. I don't know about y'all, but I know me personally, I think this haircut looks pretty nice. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this cut down in the comments, guys. If y'all like it, give me a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. Y'all know I stay dropping content, guys. That's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate y'all, YouTube. Until next time.